Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Beyond the Years podcast, a podcast about all things Disney. Welcome back to the show, guys. I am your host, Josh, and as always, I am joined by the lovely Ashley. And today, we will be talking about the upcoming stuff for Disney in 2024. And this is going to be kind of like a blanket thing of there's multiple things happening, like movies.
Amalgamation of like probably a little bit of everything because of the initially we were going to do just movies and TV shows going to be released for this year, but because of the actors and writers strike, like we've talked about, a lot has gotten pushed back. But we do still have some blockbuster ones that are going to be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So we can talk about that, and we could talk about the park news. Before we get into the main topic, Josh, do you have anything you want to discuss?
I was going to talk about the Indiana Jones video game that's coming out this year in 2024. So I didn't even know about this video game until your brother texted me and was like, guys, you need to watch this game trailer for Indiana Jones. And I was like, there's an Indiana Jones video game coming out? I didn't even know that. And it looks super fun.
It does. It definitely. So is it called the trailer? What is it called for a video game? A trailer?
A trailer, yeah.
Josh made me watch the trailer because you play video games every night with my brother for the most part, which is fine. I'm not really into that. I don't think I have time. I'd rather like sit down and watch TV, but you had me watch the trailer for this video game and it looks really fun. Really cool.
I mean, you get to use the whip and
yeah, it definitely made me like in the mood
movies.
to watch the movies or like National Treasure, something like that.
Yeah, I love the Indiana Jones movies. We still need to watch the newest one.
I know.
Dial of Destiny.
I know.
But it's kind of, I think it's a little bit of a big deal because they use Harrison Ford's likeness, and that means they had to pay for his likeness.
Interesting. I was going to ask, what does that even mean? I mean, I know what it means, but like, what does it mean for him?
I mean, he's probably just going to get a residual check for using his likeness,
That's
which
crazy.
Also means if and when Harrison Ford passes away, they can still use his likeness for this video game, and we can continue to have like Indiana Jones video game. So it's like, it could be like a living legacy kind of thing.
It's really cool.
And I don't know if this takes place in like the movie canon or if it's like loosely based off movie canon and they just explore other things, but or it could just be like a completely separate universe. But it's still going to be really cool to see what the game is. Obviously it takes place when he was still younger. But yeah, it looks super fun. It's a first person like action adventure game. So if you've played Uncharted, those games, it's pretty much in the vein of that. And it looks really fun. I'm excited. And the guy that's doing the voice actor, he actually sounds kind of like Harrison Ford because it's not Harrison Ford that does the voice.
Huh. I wasn't like specifically paying attention to that, but that's cool.
Yeah. He sounds pretty freaking close to sounding like Harrison Ford.
It's amazing.
Yeah. But I don't know much more than that, other than it comes to Xbox Game Pass, and I have Game Pass, so I'll be able to play it for free. But yeah, excited. Yeah, for sure.
This is random, but you were talking about video games, and I happened to watch one of the Tim Tracker's videos on YouTube recently, because I go through phases where I'm watching YouTube and then I'm not watching YouTube at all.
Yeah.
But they have a son who's almost exactly the same age as Grayson, and they talked about in one of their videos how he's starting to play some like video games and stuff, and it almost made me want to have like you and Grayson start playing like Mario Kart and stuff together.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would be. He would just get frustrated very easily, I think.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We definitely don't want him to just like be in front of a screen all the time. But I think we, generally speaking, have a pretty good balance with that.
Well, yeah, and like the PM he could play. Instead of watching TV and just sitting there watching TV, he could actually like, because a lot, I mean, video games, it's a lot of hand-eye coordination. Like clicking buttons and knowing what to do and those kind of situations. And it's actually like I mean, it's really good for like memory and stuff, muscle memory and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be fun to have him start to do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, that game comes out. It just says 2024. There's no release date. It just says put this on your wish list. So it should be out. I would assume probably summer release would be my guess, like late summer, maybe early fall. But it looks fun.
Yeah.
What else you got for 2024?
So there's just a few kind of blockbuster things. Disney Plus is always releasing new content on Disney Plus, National Geographic shows, documentaries, that kind of stuff. So there's always new stuff. They're releasing new kids shows all the time. There's new episodes of Bluey that just came out. That stuff is pretty much always happening. But as far as like the big things, one of the biggest ones is Inside Out 2 is scheduled to release in 2024. It is in post-production, so probably summer. But I think just with the actors and writers strike, I think everything's pretty tentative at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But we like Inside Out. It's Pixar. So I'm interested to see what this one will be. Do you have any thoughts? They're bringing all of the emotions back and then might have a couple more.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I like Inside Out, but I felt like that's a good one-off movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel like, I mean, we'll see what they have to tell, but like I feel like the story that they told was over. Obviously, they're talking about like puberty is what she's going through in this new movie. But the emotions thing really is like confusing to me now. Because I'm like, okay, what other emotions are we going to have here? So
we'll find out.
Yeah, we'll see.
And then another big one, Deadpool 3.
Yep.
This year.
It'll be the only Marvel movie released this year.
Yeah, that's wild.
I think it's a good thing, though. It's a good palate cleanse. Like, it's going to give us enough. Well, one, it's going to make $1 billion because it's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Gosh. Yeah.
So
it's going to be any comic fan or any Marvel fan, I think, is going to be at opening weekend of this thing.
Oh yeah,
we'll be there.
We'll be there Thursday night for the early preview.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, like I'm literally like stoked for that. I'm like so stoked I might have to buy like a hot toy of Wolverine because it's the first time we'll ever see Hugh Jackman.
You've always loved Wolverine.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. We'll get to see him in his like full on
his comic accurate.
And I'm like,
yellow.
Oh man, if they drop a hot toy of that, I'm gonna snatch that shit up.
Do you know anything about what the script is gonna be?
It's pretty much like a buddy cop film of traveling to different multiverses in different times.
Ooh, awesome!
So it's kind of like in like the same vein as Multiverse of Madness, but with Deadpool, and I think he's like killing a lot of X-Men. I don't know. There's like no really good like plot synopsis other than it's like a buddy cop film where they're traveling through time. I think the TVA is involved.
Oh, interesting.
Which would be the first time the TVA is introduced into like Marvel movies. I don't know if we'll see Loki or not. Or
you never know.
Have a hint at him.
They're getting good at keeping secrets.
Yeah.
And not letting anything slip that they don't want to slip.
So yeah, I mean, I'm super stoked for this movie because, I mean, it's a movie we've always wanted, and we got it, in Wolverine Origins where they sewed up Ryan Reynolds' face there at the end. You remember that? Wolverine Origins.
What are you talking about?
The movie. He played Wade Wilson as Deadpool, but it wasn't the accurate Deadpool. It's one they make fun of it all the time.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it'll just be really fun just to see Wolverine and Deadpool's like interactions with one another. And we could potentially see the new Wolverine for the MCU. Like the official MCU version of Wolverine and not
and they
Hugh
can
Jackman.
They can also test some things out to see how audiences react to that.
Oh yeah.
Because as we know in the multiverse, it's not always the same.
Anyone could be anybody.
Anybody could be anybody. So like we have all of these different Spider-Man actors. So,
I mean,
of course,
we could get Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine
Yeah.
because he's been fan casted. We could get Taron Egerton as Wolverine, which has been my fan casting. A lot of other people, but I like him the best, I think. God, I mean, there's an endless list of actors. I also like, I think he'd play really good Wolverine is, oh my gosh, why did I just blank on his name? Mel Gibson's son, Milo Gibson.
Oh, yeah.
He's short and stocky. I think he's from Australia actually, but he would play like a good Wolverine, I think.
Yeah, I think this would be a good way to kind of close the curtain on Hugh Jackman Wolverine, because he's been so perfect for the role, and a good way to kind of open up the door for someone else.
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Oh,
He looks
yeah,
like Mel
would
Gibson.
Be really good.
He looks a little
he's
bit like
definitely
Mel
got it.
Gibson, but he's like Mel Gibson's height. He's like 5'10".
Yeah, he looks like he'd be a good Wolverine.
Yeah, and I've seen him in a movie, and he does like a pretty decent job, like acting. So I was like, ooh man, he might be the perfect casting for this. And he's pretty. I think he's decently young. How old is he? He's 33 years old. So he's just a couple years older than me.
That's crazy to think, because in my head I was like, wow, that's kind of not old, but it's older to get started, because I know how much longevity Marvel has, and when they're casting people, they have to think about how long they're going to be able to play the role before they start to like really age.
But think about this. They didn't cast Robert Downey Jr. until he was like 42 years old.
I know.
And he was in the MCU, and he's like 52 when he did Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's a late. I mean,
yeah,
late
but
in the
now
game.
they're a little bit limited. I mean, not that I would ever take that back, because he's like one of my favorites.
No, I know. Yeah.
But now they're limited on like what they can do in the future with Iron Man. I mean, obviously they killed Iron Man.
Yeah.
But we have the multiverse, and
I think this is going like a little off topic here, but I think they're going to do a soft reboot of the MCU after Secret Wars. So there'll be like a new Iron Man, a new Captain America. Like we're going to have a whole new cast of people playing these characters. And it'll be more X-Men centric, I feel like, because X-Men will be introduced into the MCU. So, and I think that's kind of what the next phase, like we're in the multiverse phase now. The next phase will be the mutant phase.
Interesting.
But yeah, well, I guarantee in a couple of years we'll see a new Iron Man that's like cemented himself in the MCU.
Is there any talk about casting for that, or is it just still too early?
I think it's still too early. I mean, it's only been like 5 years since.
Has
Endgame,
it really been 5 years?
Since Endgame came out?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Well, yeah, Grayson was born
We're
in 2019. So it would, and then Endgame came out in I think like May. So we're almost at 5 years.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes quick, doesn't it?
It does. Well, it's different too, because I feel like we've been a little bit disconnected from the MCU because of the actors and writers strike.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not getting as many things released as we're used to. Whereas before it was like, man, you are waiting for that next Marvel movie to come out, because like you've been waiting for months. And now it's just like, we're going to get the one.
Yeah. And it doesn't even come out until I think July. Which is crazy to think, because it's like, man, that's still like half a year away at this point.
Mm-hmm. It'll go by fast, but it's just different times right now.
Yeah, July 26, 2024. And the cast so far is pretty much the cast from the Deadpool movies, and obviously Wolverine, and then they're bringing back X-Men characters, and like there's a laundry list of cast members that are listed to be in the movie, but it's not like confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's gonna be so good. I love the multiverse.
Yeah, I do too.
That's why one of the main reasons why I love Doctor Strange
so
much. Well, I mean, aside from everything else, because he's awesome.
As you're looking at my hot toy figure.
Yeah, I am. He's so cool. But I love his movies because we get to explore the multiverse, and you never know what you're going to get with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the sky's the limit when they're making these movies on anything that's multiversal related, because just they can do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be a surprise because just anything.
Yeah. Okay. So let's jump off of that topic now. What else do we have that's coming up? Any park related news or any other big movies?
We do have Mufasa, the Lion King.
That comes out in like winter, doesn't it?
Well, everything, it's hard to say. I don't want to say like specific dates because everything's been
I get it.
kind of like pushed back.
Live action.
We'll get
right?
it this year, probably middle to end of the year. Yeah. Well,
I feel like it's got to be live action.
you're asking me questions I don't know the answers to. Hold on, let me look.
I mean, you had me at like anything Lion King related. I'm like all in for. I love those movies. I even love like the Timon and Pumbaa TV show. I mean, that's a great show. It's so funny. I'm pretty sure it's live action.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's live action.
Okay. We'll just go with that.
And I think they cast a younger actor to voice Mufasa, but I think James Earl Jones is still like connected to the project. So I just don't know how they're going to do that. But either way, excited for that. I totally forgot about that, honestly. What else?
I mean, that's pretty much it as far as like the big moments. Everyone has their own kind of things that they're going to be invested in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some new shows, new documentaries, kid shows, that kind of stuff. But as far as something that we're going to be interested in, that's pretty much it. I think for the year.
Yeah, and if you haven't watched the new episodes of Bluey that dropped on Disney Plus, they're great. Just saying, go check them out. I think there's like 8 or 10 of them, and they're awesome. We're big Bluey fans in this household. So,
okay, you were talking about Bluey, right?
Yeah, I just said we're big fans of Bluey
Yeah.
in this household.
It's a good show for parents and kids.
Yeah.
But Disney World news.
Okay.
I think the biggest thing that everyone is anticipating is the Splash Mountain revamp. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is supposed to open fall of 2024, which is kind of a weird time to open a water ride.
But no joke.
But it is Florida, and maybe they're doing that because they don't want it to be like crazy busy.
Maybe. I don't know.
But that's when it's kind of set to open. We don't have an official date yet. Disney kind of likes to keep it vague with this kind of stuff because you never know what's going to happen while you're creating something. We've gotten stopped a couple times because there's a lot of things distracting us here at the house. We've got our dog in here with us right now. My mom's over, her husband's over, and they're running around in our house with our toddler. So it's a little chaotic, but back to Disney. So Tiana's Bayou Adventure, as we all know, is kind of the overhaul of Splash Mountain. So they're doing a complete retheme. We'll have new animatronics, new theming. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think it's going to be really fun, but it is going to be coming later this year.
So if our Disney trip is still
who knows
popping off, you think it'll be around that time? Because we're late September.
Yeah,
October.
I'm thinking probably more like November, but you never know. And Disney does well, I guess they do annual pass holder previews and stuff, and we're not.
Yeah, because of the Moana's thing was the thing that too when we were down there. Remember?
Yes. I'm excited about it, but it's not like one of those things. Like I've always loved Splash Mountain. I'm really excited about what it's going to be, but I'm not like chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
To like see it. I mean, it's going to be great, but we don't know. We don't know if our trip's still going to be on, and we don't know like how Grayson's going to react to like bigger rides like that, because it does have the huge drop at the end. The huge drop at the end, and it does have, I think, 2 other drops in the ride. Like it's a fantastic water ride. Yeah. I think it's like 11 minutes.
Yeah, it's a long ride.
And that's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know with our kid if he'll like it. I would think he would, but I'm not getting my hopes up that it's going to be open.
You know, if they didn't do, well, I guess that wouldn't make sense there. I was going to say that'd be a really cool Indiana Jones ride.
Well, they're going to probably retheme the dinosaur ride to Indiana Jones.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Animal Kingdom.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because here,
God, hopefully it's not as rough as Dinosaur. God, that
it's
ride
the same
is.
track.
I know, but they gotta fix
it. Would be probably newer technology.
Yeah.
That's the one. I think the one in California in Disneyland is Indiana Jones. They have the ride. Orlando has the show right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have two things now.
We'll see.
That'll be cool.
I have been like so. I know you're like, we're probably not going to get to go, but I'm like, I'm going to work some overtime. I'm going to work some overtime. We're going to make it happen because Grayson has been talking about Disney World every day.
Yeah.
And I don't really like feed into it because I don't want to disappoint him if we're not able to go. But I want to go.
No,
I really want to go.
No, I get it. It would be super fun.
We just had such a great time last time. And I know like just with him right now, he's just been so great.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd just be so fun.
No, yeah, it's a fun time. Just expensive.
I know it's freaking crazy expensive, but the good thing is if we're able to go, like, the dining plan is included in what we've already booked.
Yeah.
So unlike last time where we spent $1,000+ on food and snacks, we wouldn't have to spend anything on. We wouldn't spend any money at all except for like souvenirs.
Yeah.
Which, who knows?
Yeah.
We actually didn't buy that many souvenirs this past trip. I feel like we did a good job.
No, I mean, we bought a lot of stuff for Grayson that he doesn't even play with now. So note to self, don't buy those little stupid figurines. Remember the Star Wars ones and the Spider-Man ones? Yeah. What a waste that was because he just doesn't even play with those.
No.
But, you know, that was $60 spent and thrown away practically.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we didn't buy a whole lot of souvenirs. Like we bought a couple t-shirts. And that, I just bought the 2 t-shirts and I think that's really all I bought.
My favorite thing that I got is my little Ewok pen
holder. Yeah.
Yes, it's on my desk at work and I stare at it all day every day and I'm obsessed. It's so cool. It's like a real metal little Ewok. Mm-hmm. He's just gray and then he's got his little staff, his little spear, but it's a pen.
Yeah.
And it's actually a pen.
Mm-hmm.
So I use it sometimes. And it's just so, I'm like, this was the best thing I've ever bought. And for Disney, it was like $25, which I didn't think was too bad at all.
No, it's not bad.
But anyway, okay, back to Disney World. So did you ever get to experience the Little Mermaid show at Hollywood Studios? So it closed because of COVID. And I feel like there were issues with the building, like mold or something like that. And so that show has been shut down for 4 years now. And they are reimagining it, and it's going to be opening up again this year. With The Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just going to be a reimagined version. I think it's probably going to be coming in the summer.
Cool.
Which is that's really exciting because that little area right there is kind of just an area that's like a walkway. And now it'll be something.
And that's at Hollywood Studios?
Yes. It's kind of over where the One Man Stream is. Remember where you walked in with a stroller and we couldn't go in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was annoying.
It was. A couple of other things that are new. All day park hopping.
Oh, yes.
Which started already, that's really nice.
Yeah, and the dining plan started January 1st too.
Yeah, so the all-day park hopping and the dining plan, I think the dining plan is one of the most exciting things. It's very controversial, but in my opinion, and I think in yours too, because we've done both now, And we really loved the idea when we had the dining plan that everything was already paid for. It takes the magic away when you're having to swipe your credit card or your debit card or drop cash on the table. But when you've already paid for everything,
it's a little bit more fun.
It is fun.
And you don't have to worry about it. But so here's like, I think the biggest catch-22 to that is that we bought the better plan or the more expensive plan where you have like, you got more actual table service meals. And if you buy that and you don't really use that to its full extent and like buy the most expensive thing on the menu, like if you have this plan and you go into these, you know, the seated, like the bigger, what did I just say?
Table service.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't buy like the most expensive thing on table service, you just buy a hamburger, you're kind of wasting your money a little bit because it's pretty much the highest price point of that is what you're going to be able to pay for. And then obviously some of it's 2 dining credits like Beauty and the Beast.
Signature.
And like Cinderella's Palace, I think is like 3. So it's just, if you use it, you have to use it to its full advantage and be smart about it. You just don't want to just be let's just go here and have a cheeseburger.
Well, they don't really do cheeseburgers at the table service restaurants. But
I'm just saying, if the lesser items on the menu,
what you're saying.
Like if you can get a 16-ounce filet or like a steak or sirloin or whatever, get that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all definitely goes into the planning of your trip. And like we've talked about 1,000 times on the podcast, get a travel agent. Even though I tell people all the time, it is free to get a travel agent. And even though I'm saying that, people don't comprehend what I'm saying. Disney pays them a percentage commission when they book a trip.
Yes.
We don't have to pay them anything.
Yeah, the only time we pay,
we does not have to pay.
The only time we technically pay them, in air quotes, is to pay for the trip.
Yes, any money that you give your travel agent is going to the trip. It's not going to them. They are getting paid commission through their place of employment, which is partnered with Disney World.
Correct.
Yes, that's what I'm telling people.
Yeah, I know.
So if you want to do the dining plan, which we're pro dining plan people, I think, because we didn't have it last time, and we did have a couple not fights, but like disagreements regarding, oh, this is $200 for Beauty and the Beast. And we're just gonna lay the money on the table and walk away. That really sucks. But if we had the dining plan, we wouldn't have had that confrontation.
No, because we would already have paid for it. And yes, it's a little bit more expensive, but like at the same time, I think we got a discount because we got the dining plan, and during the time that we're going,
we got a room only discount, 25%.
Oh, that's right. But we could potentially get a dining plan discount by the time it rolls around. With travel agents, like you can tell them exactly what you're wanting, right? And so we haven't talked to Megan in a little while since she booked her trip for us, I don't think. But if we said, hey, please keep an eye out on any other deals if we're able to upgrade our vacation in some way and get a discount, like let's do that. Because your travel agent is working for you. They want the best for your trip. Yeah. So and they're not like in it to sell you on more, like they're not going to be like, oh, if you have an extra day. They're not a salesman. They'll tell you what's going on, but they're not going to like force you or make you feel uncomfortable. At least ours isn't. Like Megan's awesome. She just kind of just like says like whatever you need to do kind of thing.
Yeah, I think most Disney travel agents are just like Disney nerds. They love Disney. Yeah. And so they get excited to talk about it. They just want to make your trip great.
Yeah. I agree.
So definitely recommend getting an agent if you're wanting to use the dining plan. They'll give you some great options of like strategy and how best to utilize it and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Shout out to Megan. She's just the best. And she's, like we said, she's a big Disney nerd too. So it makes it even more fun. And she gets super excited. And she was super excited for us when we already planned the trip. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are already planning your trip. That's so exciting. Like, oh, we hope you get to go kind of thing. And, you know, we've already put our deposit down for this trip. We haven't even paid anything else for the trip. But if we end up we can't make the trip, we'll still get our money back as long as we cancel within 60 days. So even if we don't go and we start paying towards it,
you get a full refund.
we'll get a full refund of our money, which will be like, oh wow, there's like $1,000 or $2,000 that we've already put back. We're just getting back, so it's almost like a savings account.
Yeah, we'll see.
But yeah,
I really do want to go. I've considered possibly, and I haven't told you this, possibly like flying next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Because Disney does. So they used to have the Magical Express, which took you from the airport to Disney. They got rid of that, but I believe that there's another like Disney transportation.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't need to rent a car or anything like that. We just hop on the Disney transportation, go to the resort. We wouldn't need a car.
But I really liked driving.
It's a long drive.
No, it is a long drive, but I mean, we did it the right way, I think. Next time we do it, I think we leave at not like late at night and drive through the night kind of thing.
Yeah, and not stay in a hotel.
Yeah, and just drive it in one trip.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's doable in one trip. It is. It's just
I believe you. I just think the drive home is a challenge too, because you're not waking up at midnight to leave.
Yeah.
You're just getting up like normal and heading out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that and where we stayed, and on the way back, we'll have to do more research on where we stay.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like,
I thought we were gonna get murdered.
Yeah, it was pretty sketchy.
You had did I already tell you this? But you, when you and Grayson, you had fell asleep because he slept with you that night in the bed after I like fully inspected the whole thing. Yeah. You guys had fallen asleep already because we were exhausted, and there's people in the pool, and I heard like glass break, and I was like, oh my god, like what is happening out there right now?
Yeah.
Like, did someone just break into our car? Like, what is happening?
Yeah, it was pretty sketchy. But, you know, we made it through the night and got up early.
Yeah,
we got out of there.
We got a few hours of sleep and skedaddled.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Disney, though.
Yeah.
Disney Treasure, the newest Disney cruise line.
Oh,
coming this year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I still don't know how I feel about cruises, but I think that if we did do a cruise, definitely would be a Disney cruise.
Yeah, I think so. At least the first one, and then we kind of adventure from there. Because don't they have their own, like, Disney Island?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm blanking on the name. Oh my gosh.
That's where the boats take you, correct?
Yes.
Is there rides there?
Castaway Cay.
Is there rides on that island?
No, I don't.
Or is it just an island?
I think it's just an island.
That'd be cool if they had rides out there.
There's like things that you can do, activities.
Yeah, that would make it even more lucrative if there was like a miniature theme park at this island.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Interesting.
But Disney Treasure, definitely cool. I saw some like preview pictures from I think it was like the Disney main account on like Instagram where they're talking about the treasure opening up and like sneak peek of what the rooms looked like and like some of the gallery or like gala areas and whatnot.
Yeah. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
D23 this year in August in California. So that's normally when they announce like a whole bunch of ideas, movies, changes. That'll be a big. I think the year before on our podcast, we did like a couple episodes talking about.
Yeah, because I think they do it every other year.
Yeah.
Which just kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. And we also have investor calls that happen throughout the year where we learn more stuff about like what's coming out and whatnot. Were you getting ready to say that?
No, for some reason I thought you were talking about the podcast, and I'm like, what?
No, No.
No, we're not.
No.
We're not cool like that.
No, definitely not. We're not even big enough. I don't even know if we have 200 followers on freaking on Spotify or anything. But yeah, it'll be the investors calls I think happen like 2 or 3 times a year. So that's always fun to like listen in on and kind of get like ideas of what they're thinking, because that's always where they start to like plot their big picture ideas.
Mm-hmm. So
because these investors don't want to invest in Disney if they're not going to make a bunch of money on it, pretty much.
So let's talk about D23 for a minute.
Okay.
Let's talk about some things that we think probably going to be announced at D23.
Okay.
I think at the last D23, they talked about some ideas for Animal Kingdom in Dinoland USA.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they gave us some options, but nothing was ever set in stone. So I think this year might be our year. I think they're probably going to do South America in Encanto, Themed Land, and then have Indiana Jones.
Yeah, this is such a waste, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Indiana Jones, I'm fine with. Encanto, like, I mean, it's not going to be that fun.
So you don't think it's going to be that fun?
Encanto?
Yeah.
No.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, I don't see what you could do to make that fun. Other than make a like a talking or like a interactive house, like they've got.
Uh-huh.
Beyond that, I'm sorry, I just don't see the value in that. Other than let's put Encanto in because it's another princessy like fairy tale kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's. I guess it could. The only thing I can think would be the house and the doors, because when they open the door, it takes them into another realm, or like another worldly area kind of thing. That would be the only thing that I would understand that they could do. But beyond that, like, I don't get it. To me, it would make sense that Animal Kingdom sticks to animals and not just like areas.
Yeah.
And freaking do a Zootopia area. I mean, how many people would that draw in? Freaking, I mean, the movie's good.
Yeah, we're getting a second Zootopia, but that'll probably be next year.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me that Animal Kingdom would be the place where all these Zootopia animals would be. And you can have like people dressed up in animal costumes and walking around in the park. I mean, how cool would that be? Just like a part of the area.
Yeah.
So cool. So, what else do you think?
I think they're pretty much done with Epcot for a while.
Yeah. Well, Test Track's getting revamped.
Right, but they're not doing anything like new, I don't think.
No.
I think it would be awesome if they announced, well, ideally I would like them to announce another park.
Yeah,
but
they got a bunch of land too.
I don't think they're going to do that.
No.
I think they're going to expand Magic Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
That's probably what they'll do. Either way.
Into a villains area?
Maybe. I don't know. I think they'll announce something related to that.
I'm so hung up on why people want a villains area. Like, I get the villains are like Disney villains are cool, but like, what are you gonna do with that? I just don't understand. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about D23. Maybe we'll get some more Marvel news. I mean, we'll definitely get Marvel news. Maybe by this time we'll have a cast for the Fantastic Four.
Ooh.
And we'll be able to see maybe who the Fantastic Four are going to be, or maybe they start shooting the film and maybe we get like a quick sneak peek of what it's going to look like. Because the closest thing we've gotten to Fantastic Four as of now is John Krasinski in Multiverse of Madness, which I still love.
Yeah, absolutely.
But beyond that, I'm sure that they're going to drop a bunch of Marvel news, so that'll be exciting just because of that. But yeah, I think I don't have much else to say.
Okay. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up for the day. Thank you all for listening today. If you enjoyed the show, let us know. If not,
Give us
know.
a dislike.
Whatever. And we'll talk to you in the next one.
Yep. Thank you guys. See you later.